Hello, it's Veronica and Naomi. And well, we are going to unbox our deluxe Elphaba and Glinda dolls from Wicked for Good. So this version of Elphaba is called Thrillifying Elphaba Thropp. It has the art of Cynthia Erivo as Elphaba and Ariana Grande as Glinda on the box, of course, like every other Wicked box. And of course you have to have the little crown witch hat symbols symbolizing them. The Mattel logo, because Mattel makes these dolls. Other symbolism related to the Wizard of Oz. Then there's one side of the box which has more of Elphaba's and symbolism. It has the broomstick, has her silhouette of her with her witch's hat and stuff, holding her broomstick. Then the other side has Glinda's silhouette with her wand. The Yellow Brick Road reference on the box, of course. So we've gone to the back of the box. So naturally it says the name of the doll, Thrillifying Elphaba Thropp. Then it reads, this wickedly beautiful witch is wonderful just the way she is. And we already provided spoilers for this movie in the spoiler review. So this review is gonna be focusing on the dolls and not necessarily everything going on with the movie. And also, with more recent copies of these dolls, they do not have the website link. Which, if you know about the early releases of these dolls, the original dolls had the link for Wicked.com instead of WickedMovie.com. Which, yeah, that wasn't good. But anyways, there's the bottom of the box. There's her barcode if you are looking for this particular Elphaba doll. And now let's take a quick look at Glinda. Oh yeah, and Elphaba of course comes with the outfit she wears during most of the movie, her broomstick, the grimoire, and her witch's hat. And Glinda. Well, as you can tell, it comes with Glinda, the outfit she wears for most of the movie, wand, and she gets a tiara and earrings in this release as well. And we know this tiara is more clear and glittery and not as silvery as the tiara from her doll from the first movie. But yeah, very, very fancy, very pretty. So this doll is called Enchanting Glinda Upland. And while you have her and Elphaba on the box again, and it's the same, pretty much the same side stuff, so we don't necessarily need to go over this, but we're gonna go over it anyways. But yeah, same stuff on the sides. So for the back, it says Enchanting Glinda Upland. Thank Oz for good news, Glinda, the best witch of all. Yeah, that's her description. And I'm sure as you can at least tell from the trailers for the movie, that Glinda is a public figure now. She's kind of celebrated among the people of Oz. And yeah. And then there is her barcode on the bottom of the box if you are looking for this particular Glinda doll. And something else I like about these dolls is that their backgrounds are completely different. Like Elphaba's is like set in like a forest type setting. Where she spends a lot of the movie in. While Glinda has a pink background with like flowers and stuff that looks like it's like somewhere in the Emerald City, like she's at a celebration of sorts, which is definitely relevant. So yeah, I did want to explain the context for the backgrounds. Anyways, time to free these dolls from their boxes and see what they're all about. And compare them to our other Elphaba and Glinda dolls. So we want to take a closer look at the backgrounds of the boxes real quick. So that's the background for Elphaba's box. And it shows like the little area she lives in. The forest and all that in the movie. And then for Glinda's box, it shows her apartment in Emerald City. With like some flowers around and an entranceway, and yeah. But anyways, on to the dolls. So this is them out of the box. And also, to show the packaging for their stands real quick. This is the packaging for Elphaba stand base. They also had a little green card under and with it. I think Glinda's had a little pink card with it. And their stands are in different colors. Like Elphaba's is green and shiny. While Glinda's is more silver and matte with like a bunch of like sparkles and glitter on her stand. So yeah, very different aesthetics, very specific to each character. And then there's the colors of the bags that are specific to them each, which is really nice. And to get into the dolls, there's Elphaba. We put her little witch's hat on her. And this version of her has her hair down. It's nice and long. It's braided. And to compare her to the last, like, deluxe Elphaba doll. Yeah, they are the two of them next to each other. So with Elphaba, you don't really see a lot of difference with the makeup on her dolls. Although maybe that newer one has slightly darker eyebrows, but other than that, there isn't really much of a difference. Here, and their face-ups are pretty much the same. And her freckles are definitely a little bit darker and more, like, visible than hers. So for the outfits, these two dolls have very different outfits. So while this one has the whole, like, black and dark purple dress, that's not Emily her in the movie dress, except for the end of the movie dress being completely black. This one has more of like a pleather looking dress that's actually more like a canvas material. It's black and has a bunch of like geometric patterns on the fabric. The collar is really nice. There's some black fabric by the collar too. And once again, Elphaba is wearing boots. Although these ones are slightly different from the boots on her other dolls. So, yeah. She gets new boots with this release. Unfortunately, a disappointment with this doll is that this outfit is all one piece. And the skirt is not like a whole separate dress underneath or something. It would be nice if it was a separate dress, but it isn't. It's just a skirt that is sewn onto the like long jacket type dress. And then the capes. Like, so the cape for this doll is sewn to the collar. So you can't take it off. So you cannot take it off. And it's also meant to emulate the cape from her first movie doll. As you can see, these two have very similar capes. Although the first movie doll's cape is a little longer. And it has more solid edges that aren't as worn. It has this really beautiful velvety texture on it with this incredible pattern. And then this cape, it's meant to look more worn and tattered and old because the second movie takes place years after the first movie. And it's trying to hint at that. And then the pattern on it is slightly more apparent and is also a bit more translucent. But yeah, the first deluxe version of Elphaba has the better cape. Easily. And now let's move on to her accessories. So of course you have the broomstick, which is beautifully painted. Like, this is a great looking broomstick. It's very detailed. It's really nice. It has some tape kind of protecting it to where she was holding it in the box. But yeah, great broomstick. Gorgeous piece. And the painted details just add so much depth to this. And then the witch's hat is the same as the one from her first doll. Even though that this one is slightly more rubbery, it's a bit... And the plastic definitely feels a little softer on it. But yeah, it's a witch hat. What else would it be? And then there's her other accessory, which is the grimoire. And the textures on this book are very nice. It's very detailed. It's a very pretty book. Even though, like, we don't really think it could, like, open or anything. It's a really cool prop. And is a very important item in the Wicked lore and for the movie story. So moving on, there's Glinda in her big poofy dress. So just from looking at her, so with comparing her to her Ozdust doll, which there's Ozdust Glinda, her makeup isn't as much of like a peachy type pink. Like, this is more of like a peachy pink, an orange pink. But this is definitely more of pink. The lips have a little bit of a purple tinting, more so than the original doll's makeup. So yeah, Glinda got new makeup for the second part of this. And this doll also comes with with really pretty little like clear earrings. We're not sure what they're supposed to represent, but like they're very pretty. And then for her accessory, if it will like cooperate and stay in her hand, her wand. So Glinda's wand is an item that like in the second part of the movie she like carries around a lot. Especially whenever she's presenting herself to the people of Oz. And from other reviews, we think this wand is a slightly different shade of pink than the other version of her wand. But we only have this version that came with the wand. So that's all we know of it. As for the dress, you have the little piece of fabric on her nice clear like mesh sleeves. They're very nice, very pretty. You have the bodice of her dress, which just has some shiny texture on it. I mean, the bubble thing. A whole like white, blue, and light purple pattern. And yeah, it's just a print-on pattern on the dress. And it goes all the way back, so that's good. And her dress has a Velcro closure in the back, so you can take it on and off if you want to. But we showed their like body size in a past review, so we're not going to be like showing their like body proportions. But basically their feet are around the size of modern Disney princess dolls, and their bodies are similar to the size of Barbies. And the skirt of the dress, while the bottom material is a little bit stiffer than we would prefer, the top layers of tulle are nice. This thing has multiple layers of just... So the like structure of this dress is pretty much... It has an underskirt that is like a satiny, canvasy type material that is a bit stiff. A layer of tulle in the blue, purple, and pink gradient. And then a nice clear kind of whitish layer of tulle with like pattern with like bubbles and stars. That's really shiny and pretty, and yeah. And then there's look at our shoes. They're really pretty little like translucent purple heels. They're very feminine and elegant, and they go with the outfit. Yeah. So those are details of these dolls that we went over. And now we're going to talk about our final thoughts on them. Oh yeah, and Glinda's tiara in this version is also more clear and translucent and like glittery than like that tiara on her first doll, which was more of a silver. But yeah, onto the closing. So there are all of our current Glinda and Elphaba dolls together, kind of, just to give an idea of the type of fashion and the style for both these characters. And we feel like both of these outfits are well executed, considering that these are dolls based from like a licensed movie and stuff. So of course the extra pricing for them comes from like the licensing for the Wicked movie, but yeah. And we're definitely happy to have them in our collection. Naturally, like Glinda's hair will probably look better if you like brush it and stuff. But like right out the box, there's like no gel in this hair. It's nice. Same with Elphaba's hair. Like there's no gel in their hair, which is why we were able to get this review done a little faster. Personally, we like these dolls. We're happy we got them. And the Wicked line is generally really good for what it is. So a 10 out of 10 from us. So goodbye, mysterious audience. I love you. Naomi loves you. And we hope that you found this review entertaining or informative. And we definitely want to get more dolls from the Wicked line because this is a great doll line that we feel like definitely deserves more respect.